Only Tony on the show.
That's right. Let's get with this, Tony, now. The newly elected chairman of the Democratic Party of Guam, Tony Babauta, joins us in the KUAM News Link Zoom room. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Pretty good. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks.
So now that you're elected the new party chair, so what are your goals for the party? We're heading into a gubernatorial election, so it's going to be extremely exciting.
Be hot.
Yeah, it is exciting. I mean, I've always been a part of the party.
Yeah.
I shared last night with the Central Executive Committee during our swearing in that back in 1989, I was elected, not elected, it was really, it was a raffle, right? It was a fundraising opportunity for the party. So I had won Mr. Young Democrat of Guam back in 1989. And I think that was the last time that they held a fundraising raffle to designate a Mr. Young Democrat. So I think I'm still the reigning Mr. Young Democrat. I'm 52 now.
I want to see pictures.
It's 30 plus years, but no, I think going into any election year, the responsibility of either of the political parties, the Democrats or Republicans, and I like to think that Democrats maybe do it a little bit better, is really organizing and trying to get the vote out. I think that's something that I want to be able to focus on. I know it's something that our Central Executive Committee members want to focus on as well. But I think early on right now, now that I've assumed chairmanship of the party, it's all about, for me, it's understanding what everything that we need to do, all the resources we can have access to from the Democratic National Committee, any training opportunities for our incoming candidates or even our incumbents. We'd love to be able to be successful up and down the ballot. And so I think that's what our goal is going to be.
Yeah, we did see, it was earlier this year, the Republicans, they held this thing over at the West,
they brought a
Ducet,
guy.
Yeah. And some people from the National Party.
Right.
To Guam, and they did different kinds of trainings, I want to say, right?
Yeah.
Is this something that the Democrats are are planning, possibly?
Well, I hope to explore it. I haven't had any communications with the National Party yet. Everything was very quick, right? So we had our elections on Saturday. And I think an important aspect about the election is that back in over the last 2 years, 2019 and 2020, we had party elections to elect leadership and Central Executive Committee members. In each election, we had about 350 people come out. On Saturday, we had 1,200 plus participants in the drive-through election that we held. And there were some votes that were, or ballots cast online, right? So we had they had set up an email opportunity to be able to cast ballots. I don't know what the differentiation is between those who actually came through the breezeway down at Adelup and took the 2 or 3 minutes to vote. But I think I think there's some story to be told. I don't know exactly what the story is to have 1,200 people come out for a party election. I think it's a testament to everyone kind of rallying, the Central Executive Committee members having their families and their friends come out. I sent out messages as well. But I think it bodes well. I think it's a good sign for the Democrats as we move forward. It's exciting.
One of the big challenges, I think, is going to be at the legislative level, right, is the Republicans. I mean, it's no secret. When you ask around, they're really trying to build a slate of candidates. They made some gains in the last election when they trotted out some of these veteran senators, former senators, like Senator Joanne Brown, Senator Tony Atta, Senator Frank Blas Jr., right? So they're really thinking that they can take the majority in the legislature. How crucial of a battleground is that going to be from the Democratic Party standpoint?
I think if, for me, every battleground is important, whether it's at the executive level, at the legislative level, or at the mayoral level. Every battleground for me as chairman will be important, and I'm going to lean on our party, our party's membership, as well as our young Democrats. They were elected as well, and we hope to put together a strategy to hold the executive branch, to keep a majority, and hopefully expand our majority in the legislature, as well as the mayoral races, right? But that's not. I don't believe that's coming up for this election. I think it's for the next election.
Right.
I did want to ask, recently there was a public hearing on a pair of election-related bills, and one of them was specific to canceling out primary elections in uncontested races. For example, if there's 15 senatorial candidates on the Republican side and 15 on the Democrat side, no need to have the primary. What is your position on that?
I haven't read those bills, okay. And I think it would be premature of me to like state a position that's going to be on behalf of the party. Mm-hmm. I saw some of the news on it, and I understand. I believe I understand that some of the reasoning is a cost-saving measure. I think that just on the surface, as long as nobody's being not given the opportunity to be able to put themselves forward for an elected position, if it means saving Guam some money, I'm all about efficient government. I don't think it's a bad thing, but I haven't read through the competing measures, so I'll just hold off, I guess.
Okay.
But I'm all for efficiency in government. If it helps to save us some money and it doesn't hurt anyone who's trying to become a public official, I guess we kind of go from there.
Let me just go ahead and ask the Mike Nicholas question. So obviously, I know the congressman had come out, was it like a month ago or something, and said he's seriously considering a bid for Adelup, right? And it's always been a little awkward with the congressman and the party. But how do you guys plan to address that?
It's a primary election, so if Delegate St. Nicholas chooses at whatever time to throw his hat into that race, then he does so. I think the responsibility and I think the focus of the party is going to be, again, keeping the executive branch controlled by a Democratic governor, and then also working to get the vote out, register new Democrats, build the party, make our foundation stronger.
Very classy. Very classily put. Bree, anything?
No. Well, is it too early to ask about some of the potential candidates the Democrat Party plan to put up in the senatorial race? Do you foresee us seeing some former senators being on the ballot come October, September primary?
I've just because of my interest in politics, I've tried to keep my ear to the ground. I haven't really delved into it, so. It's like Chris said, it's never too early. Obviously, I want to be able to get a better sense when I talk to the leadership, right? The governor and the speaker, and we'll be creating some committees within the party itself, hopefully for candidate recruitment. There's some organizing things we just have to do. So I think it's kind of an early call. I really haven't heard of names that are being thrown out of returning legislators, save for, I believe, former Senator Kelly Marsh-Taitano. I believe that I've heard that she has expressed an interest to running again, and the body would be better with her.
Yeah. Congressional race?
Congressional race? I've heard I think what you guys have heard. I think if Mr. St. Nicholas decides to stay in office, I don't know that he'll have much of a primary within the Democrats that I'm aware of. But I know that in the past I've heard that Senator Talina Nelson has been interested in the race. She's probably the only real one that I've heard that has been interested in the race. Perhaps the vice speaker. Those are just names that I've heard, but I haven't confirmed or spoken to anyone about it.
Yeah, Former Senator Regine also is another name.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And former Senator Regine Biscoli. Absolutely. Yeah, I've heard that name as well. Right. But again, haven't had any personal conversations with them. Certainly haven't had any with them now that I've been sworn in as chairman. But I hope to, and I know that everyone kind of has my phone number, so they can reach out to and express an interest. Again, though, I think the focus of the party, aside from candidate recruitment, is going to be really growing the party. The Democrats always fight for equality, justice, opportunity for all. We're an inclusive party. Diversity is built into our party, and we want to make sure that we promote those sorts of things and promote the values moving forward, especially in election year. It's going to be messaging for the party to hopefully demonstrate that electing Democrats is better than electing Republicans. Right. Although I have nothing against Republicans, but I am the chairman of the party now. So.
Wow. Well, let's talk about Republicans in Adelup. What have you heard about? Because we've just heard so many different things. Whether it's Senator Frank Blas Jr., Senator Jim Moylan, people have talked about pictures that were going around with former Governor Felix Camacho, former Governor Eddie Bazacalvo. So what are you hearing, and how much of a challenge do you think it's going to be?
I've heard all those same names being tossed around. I actually ran into former Governor Calvo last week down in Higanya. We didn't talk about any race to Adelup. I think in the upcoming gubernatorial, if the Republicans find a candidate or candidates to challenge Democrats in the race, I think our incumbent governor, Lou Leon Guerrero, and her team and the administration is fully prepared to be able to speak about both the challenges and more importantly the accomplishments during her years in office, some of which I was a part of, and we will do so with fervor and gust, and hopefully make the case that Governor Leon Guerrero has done a stellar job in office along with the lieutenant governor, and that they should be reelected.
All right. Thanks a lot, Tony. Also, I just wanted to give a shout out also and congratulate the officers of the Young Democrats of Guam, because they have come on the show. Many of them are with the Guam Youth Congress. All and right. So congratulations to Al Labang, Stephanie Lorenzo, Matthew Makepeace, Tihu Lujan, Lawrence Alcairo, and Whitney Quinley. Again, they've come on our show many. Yeah, they've come on our show many times. So congratulations to them.
Very young people.
I haven't interacted with them much, but I tend to go out with them and hang out and maybe gain some of my youthfulness back. I get some of that from my 14-month-old daughter, but certainly, I mean, the promise for a brighter future is always rests with our young people. And I think as elders or mentors, I think the best thing that we can do is try to guide them, right, as we do our children. Not that these young Democrats are our children in any way, but to guide them and kind of instill the values that we believe in, that we want to continue moving forward. And I'm very excited about that young Democratic leadership. And I told them on Saturday, I'm going to lean on you, right? You have access, you have knowledge, you have energy that we want to be able to feed off of. And so I'm really excited for them, and I'm excited for our Central Executive Committee, which are 2 representatives, male and female, from every village on the island. We want to really build a very strong grassroots organization, further it along, and activate our party when it comes time for election year.
All right.
Right. Plus, you got to tell those young Democrats that you're the reigning Mr. Young Democrat.
And I need to pass that on.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to tell our executive committee one of the first things we need to do is maybe hold a fundraiser to elect a new young Democrat, because goodness, I'm not young. I'm not young anymore.
Hang on to the title, Tony, because there is nobility in saying the undisputed,
longest reigning ever.
There you go.
All right, Tony.
Thanks, Tony.
Congrats, Tony.
Right
Thanks.
on.
Congratulations.
Thanks, folks. Good job.
Yep.
Thank you.
Take
See ya.
care.
Tony Babauta, the new chairman of the Democratic Party of Guam. I'll bring him on in a couple weeks. We'll get him and Juan Carlos to kind of right.
They've come on together a few times.